Very often with beauty or skincare products, the first opportunity you'll have to make a strong, positive impression on a potential customer is through your packaging. It needs to stand out from the crowd, clearly reflect your brand, connect with your customers, and comply with industry regulations. That's a lot to do in a small amount of space. But with some thought, planning, and creativity, creating a stunning label for your personalized products can be a fun, exciting, and rewarding process. Like with many things involving building and growing your business, it helps to do some research first before getting started. Take some time to look at what other companies, both direct competitors and brands that are closely related to your product, are doing with their packaging. Some of these companies spend millions of dollars on market research. Take advantage of that. Collect images of product packaging you like and build a mood board on Pinterest or in PowerPoint. Chances are, as you look through everything, you'll start to see certain patterns or some design elements will resonate more with you than others. Take notes about what you find and use them as guidelines when you begin sketching out your packaging. Also, looking through other people's work is a great way to get inspiration for an awesome, original idea. You don't need to be a great artist to make a basic sketch of what your label will look like. All you need is a rough idea of what you want your design to look like. It can be done with basic shapes, stick figures, and areas of squiggly lines where text is supposed to go in the packaging. It helps to start on a sheet of blank paper to get the idea worked out. Then refine the concept on a sheet of graph paper, measured out to the actual size of your label. While you're sketching, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. It's super important that you keep your brand identity in mind when creating your label. If your brand is serious and upscale, you'll probably want a clean, chic design. If your brand is fun and playful, your packaging should have elements that reflect that personality. Regardless, the design needs to fit with your logo and the overall look and feel of your brand. Your label's job is to compel, inform, and sell. Make sure that the design connects with your audience. While this is connected to your branding, there are some special considerations to keep in mind when designing your packaging. First, don't use too many colors. Typically, companies use 2 to 4 colors when creating packaging. Next, make sure the colors complement each other. It's okay to have contrast, but colors that clash dramatically tend to be more of an eyesore than a masterpiece. Finally, make sure that the color of your text can be read against the background color. If your base color is dark, use white or very light colored text. And if the background is light, your text should be black or a very dark color. Like colors, you don't want to have too many fonts on your packaging. The general rule of thumb is to have no more than 2 different fonts on any label or package. The fonts you choose should be distinct from each other, but still be complementary. There are lots of resources available on the internet to help you select font combinations that stand out without clashing dramatically. Also, keep in mind that certain text may be fairly small in your packaging. Using a simple, easy-to-read font for small print, like ingredients and directions, is essential. Pictures, images, shapes, or other design elements are great for communicating your brand personality and catching the customer's eye. Just be aware that you don't have a ton of real estate to work with when it comes to skincare and cosmetics packaging. Choose 1 or 2 striking, memorable design elements and make the most of them. After all, your logo needs to be on there as well. It's easy to try and cram in a lot of elements and end up with a design that looks cluttered. Also, if you need to incorporate a barcode into your design, you need to consider the amount of space that it will take up on your label. And before we move on, let's talk about copyright. Not every picture, icon, or graphic is legal to use on your product's label. You'll either want to create your own images, buy stock images from someplace like Shutterstock or iStock Photo, or find open license, royalty-free images. A Google search for open license pictures or icons will provide a variety of options. The last thing you want to do is create awesome packaging, only to have to take all of it back or pay a hefty fee because of a copyright cease and desist order. You need to be aware that there are legal compliance issues to think about when it comes to packaging for beauty and skincare products. Ingredients, cautions, directions for use, and distribution information need to be clear and legible somewhere on your product's packaging. Failing to include this information could cost you, so it is crucial that you remember to include space for them. Also, if you sell your products at a retail store or on Amazon, you will probably need to have a barcode included on the packaging. Check with your retailer or Amazon to see what their recommended barcode dimensions are before you finalize your design draft. So you have a solid sketch and have a pretty solid idea of what you want your packaging to look like. Now it's time to actually do the designing. For this step, you have two main options for getting your design finalized. You can design it yourself or hire a professional graphic artist to do it for you. Onoxa provides you with an easy-to-use online tool for creating stunning labels for your personalized skincare line. Upload your logo and images, select your background color or pattern, and choose from a variety of fonts with just a few clicks. The great thing is, Onoxa takes into consideration the legal text and incorporates it for you automatically. If you have Photoshop, Illustrator, or InDesign skills, you can download a template and easily create your design without having to factor in the space necessary for ingredients, cautions, usage directions, and distribution information. The other option is to hire a professional to help you design your packaging. The plus here is that graphic designer has the tools and experience to do an outstanding job. The downside is that a professionally designed label can get pretty pricey. It can also take a couple of tries for the designer to get your label created exactly the way you want it, even with a basic sketch and in-depth instructions. Packaging is a powerful tool for promoting your business or product and driving sales. That's why you want a visually stunning design that captures the eye and maybe the imagination of your audience. If you follow the 3 simple steps I outlined, you should be able to create something that stands out on shelves and begs to be added to your customers' e-commerce shopping carts.